In this video, we're going to cover naming covalent compounds. So if you look at this compound, SO2, the first thing you'll figure out is it covalent? Well, sulfur and oxygen are both nonmetals. They're both on the right of the periodic table. Two nonmetals tend to form a covalent bond, so we'll use the covalent naming rules. For covalent naming rules, there's no swap, drop, ignore. We don't need to know the ion charges. Covalent compounds, the elements can combine in different ratios. So you could have SO2, but you could possibly have SO3 as well. And because of that, covalent compounds, when you name them, use prefixes. Prefixes are like mono, di, tri, like that. Those go on the front of the element. But we'll see an exception in this one. The first element does not get mono. Okay, if the second element had it, then it would get mono, but the first element does not get mono. But any other number of atoms, we're going to use these prefixes. So SO2. Well, we look at how many atoms we have of S, and we only have one. We would use mono, but the first element does not get mono. Okay? So this is going to be sulfur. That's the name of S. We would put a prefix, but no mono on the first element. So sulfur, then we look at oxygen right here, and we see how many we have. We have two oxygen atoms, so we're going to use the prefix di to say there are two oxygen atoms. So this is going to be di. We're going to use oxygen, but change the N to IDE, so oxide. So dioxide. And the name of this is sulfur dioxide. This tells us there's one sulfur, because there's no prefix on the first element if it's mono. So one sulfur, two oxygens. So SO2 is sulfur dioxide. For this next one, this is dinitrogen pentoxide. There is a prefix on the first element here because it's not just one atom of this. There's two of them, so it gets di. Now when you look at this, notice that this prefix goes with this element. You don't have to swap it over or anything. So this is just telling us there's dinitrogen, two nitrogen. And we're going to write that as N little 2. That tells me there's two nitrogen atoms in this compound. Dinitrogen pentoxide. Pent means 5. Oxide is oxygen with the ending changed. So pentoxide is O5, little 5 at the bottom. Dinitrogen pentoxide is N2O5. Two nitrogen atoms, 5 oxygen atoms.